Let's go around real fast. Here's what you got. You got 7 seconds. Name, company you're with, and how long in the business. All right. 7 seconds. I got you on time because we got things to do. All right. Zach, first hand, ready?
Okay, yeah. Zach Tamimi, and I was with Cole since January 1st.
So January 1st of this year?
Right.
That's how long you've been in the business? Awesome. Good deal. Fresh. If you're less than a year, I love you because you don't have bad habits. All right. We can do nothing to bad to break. The other ones, we got to break bad habits first and then retrain you. So that's good. Awesome. Great.
Cheryl Peck. I started with Future Home on Friday.
Awesome.
I was with Couple Banker, was started there in April.
Beautiful. Good deal.
Cindy Lou Park, Harrington Real Estate, too long, but I'm back here.
Long enough in the business is what you say.
Jackie Scoutman, Dayton Associates, been in the business about 10 years.
Awesome. Great. We love our decaders as well.
Lori Taylor, Future Home Realty, and 11 years now.
Awesome. See?
Kathy Minority, I just joined Future Home Realty, and about since 2004.
2004. Beautiful. So decade. You got 10 years.
Yeah.
I can do that math. 14 times 4. Perfect. Awesome.
Lisa McGanna, Keller Williams, St. Pete. I started last year.
Last year. Awesome. Good deal. Welcome.
David McConnell, Future Home Realty, 10 years and counting, and they call me the M&M guy.
The M&M guy. Love it. All right. We're going to be looking for you about halfway through when that peanuts and bananas and oranges don't cut it. We'll be looking for the M&M guy. Absolutely.
Pat Solsky, I'm with Future Home Realty. I've been in the business for about a year and a half.
And reluctantly sitting inside the U. But look, you're facing forward.
Yeah, it's not the
you
you
got
that
a
was the
spot.
problem.
All right.
It was the you that was the
Yeah.
problem.
God, it's not the letter U, it's the Y-O-U. I got it. Very good. Awesome.
Brian Heckman, I'm with the Heckman Mortgage Group, and I've been doing my thing for 13 years.
Awesome. Brian's an awesome guy, by the way. Not affiliated with Future Home at all. Just a great guy. If you haven't had a chance to attend any of his training, it is training year, right? What's it? Art of the Star, and what's it you do? Also, basic orientation. Just incredible stuff. I'm going to reference some of his stuff too. No affiliation other than value there. He just brings massive value every time he teaches something. You got to tie into what he's got. So, Jerry.
Sherry Nix, Berkshire Hathaway, St. Pete Beach. Been in the business 4 years.
25 in the industry,
25
right?
big picture, 4 years with the actual license.
Awesome. Cool deal. Kevin.
Kevin Overstreet, I'm the owner of Insured Title, next door to Bob's office in West Chase. No affiliation, which he likes to point
Full
out.
disclosure, full disclosure.
Right.
Absolutely.
I've been doing this for 17 years.
Awesome.
Right. Julie Lauderdale, Future Home Realty, been in the business a week.
See, look at that. Look at that, twice in one day. You hadn't met me in your life, and now you get to meet me yesterday and see me today. It's like, holy cow, what a week. Any better than that?
No.
I'm Renee Kern, and I'm with Keller Williams, and I got my license 4 years ago earlier this year, so about 4.5.
Awesome, perfect. Welcome.
Joe Elmer, been in the business 8 years, joined Future Home Realty in February. Awesome. Prior to that, Keller Williams.
Beautiful. Thanks, Joe.
Barbara Wooden, Future Home Realty, a little over 3 years, licensed here in Florida.
Beautiful.
Hey, got it alone? Or
Whatever, don't call me late for dinner. Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. I got it.
Future Home Realty as of today, less than a year in this.
Awesome. Good deal. Welcome back. Matt.
Richard Hunt, Future Home Realty, 12 years.
12 years in the business, mostly in North Carolina, right?
Charlotte.
Okay, Charlotte area, and just came down about a year ago, or?
No, actually, I come back in 2004.
Okay.
Inside sales for a while. And
Perfect. Awesome. Welcome. Did we miss anybody who just came in? No? Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's just, my name is Betsy Van Hunt, and Future Home Realty. I'm new, I've been, I guess, 4 months. So I'm like really fresh.
We love fresh. I'm telling you. We don't like stale. I'm telling you. We don't like stale. Here's the deal. Here's the thing. I tell people all the time. How do you keep new agents excited about real estate? You keep them away from the old agents. Right? It's a secret. I'm telling you. You can't let them in. Don't listen to their buyers are liars, and you have to list if you're going to last. In this business, it's hard and it's terrible, and people are not going to show up to appointments. And that, get all that. Don't listen to them. All right, got it? Blinders on. Listen to me. All right, got it? Okay, agree? All right, we'll do it. Good deal. We had a couple that just popped in.
There she is.
Yes.
Pressure on. Name, business.
Karen
company?
Perkins,
Yeah, business or company.
Wingate and Associates.
And how long in the business?
Oh, there's a story. 10 years.
10 years, exactly. We had somebody say
There's
last
always a
night.
story.
That's right. Good deal. All right. We'll go with 10. All right. Sounds good. Awesome. And young lady back in the back. Name?
My name is Danuta,
Uh-huh.
and I'm licensed since 2006.
Awesome. And what company are you with?
Right now with Charles Rosenberg.
Perfect. Awesome. Love representation. So you know what? Come join us up here. You'll be much happier up here. You get a better grade anyway. Exactly. So slide on in. Brian Heckman taught me the U, right? I know you didn't go to the U.
I didn't go to the U.
The U, but you taught me the U. The U is better. We did it last night, and we had a great group last night. We did this in the Oldsmar area. Had a group of about 30. So it's perfect. It's a good dynamic because we're going to do a lot of interaction. And so we like to be facing each other and get things going there. Let me get fired up with this because we want to get through everything. We got a lot of stuff. First of all, how many of you have been to a 100K club before? Okay, about maybe a third. Awesome. Good deal. Some of them haven't been in a while. Laura, you weren't the last one, right?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because we revamped it totally.
Right.
So there's a lot of changes going on. So let's get rock and roll. First of all, I'm Bob McDougall. You probably saw me on the video or whatever however you got introduced to this thing. You know what? I get so pumped up to share this stuff because you know what? It doesn't matter. We were talking to Sherry. Sherry said she's just coming in, not for her. I got a friend that needs this. It's one of those things. You know? I got a friend that could use your advice. You know, kind of thing. She's coming in. She's got a lot of newer agents in her office. She wants to come and check it out for them and see if it's good to refer to them. And I said, that's awesome. Love to have them. That's great. But this is not just for newer agents. We had an agent last night that's been in the business 38 years and is just having their eyes open because I can teach you a way to revamp your business. I'm going to show you, kind of tell my story a little bit in real estate. I've been in business about 20 years myself. And by the way, slow me down. Jim's recording this one. And we record a lot of our training at Future Home just because we got 600 agents, so not everybody comes. Right? And so we record a lot of it so people can come back and see it later. We are not going to promote this as a webinar type thing because, quite frankly, if I told you, hey, you can catch us on a webinar, you wouldn't be here. Right? You'd be sitting with your fuzzy bunny slippers with your legs up, sitting there, hey, whatever, and saying, hey, I can get bananas there, but I've got, a pastry at home. All right? And I can go do that. So with that in mind, the reason we're recording them for those who came and want to see it, because I have a tendency to talk for about 750 words a minute with gusts up to about 1,200 sometimes. So I need to slow me down. Sometimes just rail me in. Don't be afraid to raise your hand and say, slow it down, okay? And also, if you really can't make a session, if you decide you're going to tie in and start going to these, and you can't make a session, then we'll have them recorded so you can come back and catch up. But it's only for the people that are coming. It's not for people that are just too lazy to get here. Because the whole thing, this is going to be, I'm going to warn you on the front side, this is going to be a little more dominated going through by me right now, but this is the last session and will be that way. After this, it's going to be dynamic, all right, interaction, because we're going to learn from each other. There is so much knowledge in this room right now, and quite frankly, I don't care what industry you're coming from. If you're in real estate, you've got a ton of experience. If you haven't been in real estate, you've got a ton of experience. Because what you're going to learn is we're not going to do things the way we've been taught typically. We'll cover that in a minute, but it's kind of turning everything on its head a little bit. And you know what? It's free. Remember in the video, the intro video, I said, hey, we're not going to be one of those things where you have to buy leads or you're going to have to call everybody. All right, we're going to call the doctors today. Everybody choose doctors. And then the next thing you know, your broker is getting a call from all these doctors saying, what in the heck is going on? I'm trying to get my work done, and everybody's calling me at my office, because this was doctor day, I guess, right? Or, everything else. And so, and quite frankly, here's what I know. I've been to those trainings before, and they said, okay, you're going to go out in the hall, everybody's going to call doctors. Here's your list, go call the doctors. And you're calling your friends, and I'm going to pretend like I'm calling you. All right, but just pretend. So if they ask you to hand me the phone, just pretend like you have a medical degree, okay? All right, just so you got that, okay? And the trainer looks at you, and you're like, I got it. Making them calls, smiling and dialing. They're going to ask for referrals. None of that. You know why you don't like to do it? Because if you were the doctor on the other end, you wouldn't want that call, right? So you never did that because that's what we won't. I'm a firm believer that I can never sell what I wouldn't buy. Right? Hard to sell what you wouldn't buy. So you need to create something that feels good about what you do. So you're going to be empowered to do it. Because nobody wants to do things that they wouldn't want done to them. Am I with me? You tracking with me there? So we're going to show you how to do that as well. So, all right, so let's go through. Here's the story. First of all, technology says you turn the clicker on, and then you can move it. All right, here we go. Proper mindset is critical. For those of you who've been around me enough, you know, if you haven't been around me enough, you'll learn quickly. I'm all about the mind. Okay, mind is very powerful. If you go into this thing with an improper mindset, you're toast. Okay, it's not going to happen. If you are coming to this saying, by the way, 100K, we just chose that. All right, that's just a number. That may be a way too low figure for some of you. It may be beyond your realm of even imagination that you can make $100,000 a year. Let me tell you real quickly my story. I did not grow up in a household that had proper mindset. And my dad, God bless him, had a lot of growth in his life. From where he came from and his family raised him, he did well. All right, but I think there's a reason God took him home at the age of 47. All right, because he was just, you know, hey, look, he'd done his duty on earth here. Plus, I think I needed to get out of that. It wasn't oppressive, but here's the thing: my dad on his desk in his room, all right, he had a desk in his bedroom, had a plaque that said, "If everything seems to be going well, you've obviously overlooked something." Now, that's a tough way to go through life, all right? You know, right? And that's not, you know, and I remember it, and I remember that vividly. I'm probably 5 years old. I remember seeing that thing, all right? And quite frankly, my family has embraced that. I've got a history of that. My family has embraced that whole thing. They think it's honorable to be oppressed, right? It's like some type of sanctimonious holiness to be, you know, downtrodden. You're like, oh boy, I must be doing the right thing because I'm just getting beat up. What the heck? You know, and there's a reason why I don't hang out with my family, quite frankly. All right, I don't. I moved. I just said, I'm out of here. You know, I'll see you. Matter of fact, we don't see them at Christmas, and we just got, you know what we do is we leave. We take trips at Thanksgiving and trips in Christmas, because that way we can't get invited there, and they can't invite themselves to us. All right? So, hey, again, we're gone. Now we're gone. We're out. All right? And we might just go, you know, 30 miles away and go stay at a nice hotel, but we're not home. All right? And so you can't come. All right? And I'm not coming to you. So just because we choose, my wife and I are very protective of what we surround ourselves and now our children with. Because I didn't want that sign, because it's in there, man. I've had to work hard to get that out of there. All right? It was ingrained. So you're going to learn I'm a big guy on mindset. Okay? We've got a proper mindset. Okay, we've got to allow our mind to believe that $100,000 or whatever your figure is. By the way, set your figure. And now, we're going to talk later, it's not about money. Money just buys you options. All right? And we're going to talk about that. What we're going to see here is that it's bigger than money. You weren't put on earth to make money. You were put on earth to have a bigger purpose in life. What that purpose is, we're going to help you discover. And real estate is really cool because it allows you some freedom to do that. But you know what? I 100% believe it. Nobody has said, God put you on earth that said, here's your purpose in life. You are going to sell real estate. Okay? That's not why we're here. He's got a bigger plan for us. All right? What that plan is, I don't know. By the way, if you're going to be offended by me bringing up the word God and maybe some political stuff and all that kind of stuff, then you probably should need to leave now. All right, fair enough. You didn't pay anything to get here, fair enough. You can pay, so all right, I'll give you a full refund on the way out the door. You good? Okay, no problem there. And seriously, I don't mean to. I'm not saying to offend anybody. And so please, if you are offended by that, just overlook it and still see through to the end. Okay. Eliminate fear and failure habits. I told you about the fear and failure habits that were ingrained in me. They were ruts in my brain, man. I had to read a ton of books, and really engross myself in a lot of stuff to get that negative out. Because you don't get it out, you have to fill it with positive. All right, you just have to fill in the rut that's in your brain. There's some really, really neat books. Chad Hempstetter, right, Brian, will tell you that there are ruts that are driven in there, and those ruts need to be filled because they don't go away. You just got to refill them with positive. Okay, so we're going to work on that. We're going to gain a clear picture of what it's going to look and feel like to achieve our goal, because without it, you're not going to do it. All this, by the way, is going to take there's a nasty D word. You've heard the nasty F word, right? There's a nasty D word that everything, I don't care what train you go to, all hinges on. Brian likes to say big doors swing on small hinges. All right? One of the small hinges here is the word discipline. Okay. Without it, all right, it doesn't matter. 100K Club is all built on 3 I's. Ideas, inspiration, and here's the not so fun one, implementation. We all go to seminars. That's a great idea. I'm all excited. That's great. I got a great idea. I'm pumped up. I'm inspired. And then I don't do anything. Right? You never implement it. And so without implementation, nothing's going to happen. Period. You've got to implement. It's 3 I's, right? Ideas, inspiration, implementation. So you've got to put it into action. All right, I'm going to take a look at what it looks like to do there. And now, here's one I love. Got to be honest about where we are. Our starting point, because I can't draw a roadmap for you. First name again? Cheryl. Okay, to 100K. Let's just say 100K is her goal. I can't draw a roadmap for her to 100K unless she's honest with me about where she's starting. Okay? And when I say that, she's got to be honest with herself as well. I'm not just picking on her. She just happens to sit in front, so I get to pick on her. This works for everybody. Check this out. All right? Someday I'm going to figure out how to get this without ending the show, but we'll figure that out. Okay. I want to draw a roadmap. I want to get to the Tampa airport, right? That's TPA. Oh, first I got to, hang on. Get directions. Okay, and I want to go to Tampa airport. Get directions. Working. Okay, well, it's showing me where the airport is, but there's no map. What's my problem? How come there's not a map there?
No starting point.
No starting point, right? I put in B, but I didn't put in A. So we love to set goals, don't we? As realtors, we're all infamous. Hey, set your goals for the year, production goals, whatever they are. You can set all your goals. You set your goals, but you aren't honest with yourself about where you're starting. So it's impossible for anybody, you, yourself, a friend, an accountability partner, a coach, to structure and guide you to the end unless you are honest about where we're starting. Now, the other thing we can do is we can go ahead and put a thing in there. But if I said that I'm starting in Newport Richey, is it going to give me an accurate map from here to the airport? No, because I'm not honest about where I'm starting. So we got to be honest about where we're beginning, okay? Fair enough? And I love to illustrate that with that because so many times, I won't say you, I lie to myself about where I am, okay? I like to, it's easy to sugarcoat. It's just easier, right? It's just, self-reflection is not fun. Who wants to do that? Let me just go through life with the rest of my family, bemoaning myself, and it would be easier to do that, all right, and not have to worry about it, but it's just not where we want to be. So we're going to be honest about where we are, and then what it's going to take to get us where we want to be. Okay, now here's the ugly truth. We referenced this in the video, the intro video. There are about 1.2 million realtors in the U.S. and growing. Who just got it just the other day, right? Did you get licensed?
I did.
When did you pass your test?
July 16th.
Okay, well, July 16th, and now she's here. Okay, 1.2 since yesterday. Since I made that slide, it's now 1.2 something, something, something. All right? There are more people getting into the business right now. Okay, each and every day. And here's the thing, new people, you're ready and poised to take all these people's business. All right? Well, not these people, because they're here. All right? There are a lot of people who aren't here. We sent out this video to how many 10,000 people, and we've got 30 here, right? So the other 9,970 people who aren't here, okay, you're ready to poise and take their business because they're not here. And so that's the cool thing. There are about 1.2 million realtors in the United States, 240,000 with no closings in the last 12 months. 0. Okay? That's rough, isn't it? 240,000, and those are realtors. When I say realtor, they pay board dues. They have that right to have that little R with a circle around it. Okay, they can actually use that designation. Those are board members. Those are just licensees. These are people who paid their dues. All right, board. So not only are they a nonprofit, they're losing money, right? Because they paid board dues and they had no closings. Another 240,000 average 4,600 GCI. New in the business, GCI stands for gross commission income. That's before your broker split. That's before you paid your board dues. That's before you paid MLS fees. That's before you bought your signs, your cards, and all that other kind of stuff, and put gas in your tank because you are a 1099 self-employed independent contractor. All that. Still a nonprofit. Okay? Qualify for food stamps. 240,000, average 16,000 GCI. They're not doing too well. It's actually 20%, 20%, 20%. So up to 60% of the people make less than 16 grand. Okay? Gross commission income. Now your broker, if you're at this place where they take 40%, now they made, you know, $6,400 off you, and they're fine. Okay, because they got a lot of you there. But not so good for you, right? Another 240, fine, 46,000 would be close to a livable wage. All right, depending on the split you're on. But after you pay your dues and everything, what's that?
That's if your kids not.
Well, that's right. I'm saying, yeah, there's some people, hey, look, I could never live on that, right? And I get it. But I'm talking the 80% of the people are making less than $46,000 a year in this business. Okay? Now, the other 20% are averaging about $199. Now, we've all heard the Pareto principle, 80-20 principle. 80% of the work's done by 20% of the people, right? Always happens. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. It just is, right? Because discipline's not easy. And only about 20% are willing to discipline themselves. So those are the people that make money. The key for you is I want you to be in the better 20%. I want you to be in that bottom, in this case, 20% making money. Because you know what? If you're going to do this, do it. Okay? Here's the politically correct. I do it because just for the love of seeing the joy in the people's face when they walk through the door and they get their first set of keys. Right? Not happy, you know, yeah, I get it. Big, yeah, okay. Don't get me wrong, I love this business. I love seeing a first-time home buyer start their wealth building process by getting home ownership for the first time. I love that. I'm thrilled with it. I am. But if it didn't pay me, I wouldn't do it. I have my own family at home. I've got things to do. I've got bills to pay, and I've got, you know, those kind of things. So if it weren't paying my bills, I wouldn't do it. So that being said, if you're going to do it, let's do it. All right, let's not play around with it. Let's do it and make this an enjoyable for everybody involved. Okay, now imagine this. Okay, check this out. Imagine netting $100,000 a year in commissions. Okay, or just for a moment, close your eyes, think about it. Netting $100,000. When I say netting, after all expenses paid, broker splits, everything's out the door, boom, you walk away and you've got a net $100,000. Okay, all the bills are paid. Imagine this. This is probably even harder to imagine. Enjoying the real estate business. All right? Actually enjoying it. Remember I told you that we're going to show you a way where you're going to be passionate, you're going to be engaged and love doing what you're doing? The cool thing is that you are. Because when you dive into this and you're doing something that empowers you, you're going to be massively successful. Period. I don't care what it is. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter what you sell. Houses, cars, don't sell, go to work in the cubicle. It didn't last too long, did it, Sherry? All right. Because we're not built that way. All right. By the way, everybody raise your right hand. Okay. I am self-employed.
Self-employed.
I am CEO of Me Inc.
Of me.
Everybody understands, hands down. And last night I said, everybody understands. They're mimicking me, okay? Hands down. You understand, you're in business for yourself. I don't care, you know, people see me around and they'll see out to dinner and they'll say, hey, that's my broker, this is my boss, they'll tell me. They'll introduce my family. No. Look in the mirror. That's your boss, right? That's the blessing of real estate, is that you're self-employed. It's also the curse of real estate, okay, is that you're self-employed. And so with that in mind, you've got to understand that discipline is hard, and you've got to be disciplined because there's no boss kicking you in the backside, right? Quite frankly, if you're not in the office just drinking coffee all day long, you're not costing your broker a dime. He doesn't care to have you around or not care to have you around. It's great if you sell something, great, hallelujah, he'll pat you on the back. But for the most part, you are in business for yourself. Our job is to help you run that business the most effective, profitable, effective, efficient way you can. All right, and this is part of doing it. Imagine enjoying the real estate business. How about this? This is even probably harder to imagine. Imagine Working with people you'll want to work with. Getting so busy that the people, how many of you guys know this? There are clients that we enjoy, right? And clients that we endure. Okay, we have that goal, we see the end result, say, God, 60 days cannot come fast enough, all right? It's already been 60 to get him to contract, and now the lenders are telling me, hey, 30's not good, 45's kind of pushing it, all right? FHA, we better ride it for 6. Oh my God, if I have to see these people again, I'm going to shoot myself, right? Imagine taking those people and firing them. Okay, done. I'm so busy, I don't have time to work with you. Go choose somebody else. There are 9,970 other realtors that you can go work with in Tampa Bay. Have a nice day. All right? Go for it. Enjoy them. I hope they enjoy you. And leave, because you're going to choose, because that's going to empower you. All right? And when you feel empowered to do that, and you can do it if you're busy enough. If you're not busy enough, here's the thing. It is so, it's a reciprocal process, because so many times I've seen it, and I did it myself early in the business. Got that client, right? And I just hug onto their leg, and they're like they're doing everything they can to shake me off. In reality, that's why they're so rude to me. All right, it's because they're saying, "Man, this guy, just you know." I'm like, "Oh man, I'm gonna sell you a house," you know, and I'm forget that mess, right? You want them coming. We're gonna stop chasing and start attracting. All right. Let me ask you this: if I had to take a poll, say, all right, here's one of our assignments for this session is we're all gonna go spend a day at a call center. Okay? I'm going to go down to Catalina Marketing here, and we're all going to take calls. Now, Catalina Marketing has a thing where half of you, all right, are needed in the inbound call section, and half are needed for the outbound call section. I need volunteers for the inbound call section. Okay? Everybody, right? It's like, who wouldn't sell, hey, I just saw your ad and I'd love to want a vacation package. Okay, no problem. You're an order taker, right? Big D. That's easy. Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt your dinner, but I was wondering if you'd like it, right? Not so fun. Can you imagine if you're just attracting business instead of having to go chase it? All right, boy, what a difference it can make. How empowering can that be instead of doing that? So we're going to learn how to do that. Working with people we want to work with. We're going to control the transaction versus the transaction controlling you. We're going to teach you how to get on top of your circumstances, how to get yourself organized so that you can go through days that you are not, trust me, I see it all the time, I know it, I get it. Wake up in the morning, I've got a plan. All right, 8:02, the phone starts ringing and all plans are changed. Right? I'm constantly putting out fires. Oh my God, get to the end of the day and you're griping at your kids and you're trying to catch up on the work you're supposed to do. And your kid wants to play checkers, and you're like, screw you, I've got to get this list out to these people. And your kid's like, Dad, man, slow it down. All right? I've been there, and I've done it, man. You know why? Because all that stuff I was supposed to do, all right, I let all this stuff, I wasn't in charge of the transaction. The transaction was controlling me, and I was constantly jumping. A client said, I need to see property now, and I said, okay, let's go. All right? And I forget that. I'm going to teach you a better way. All right? Your doctor does not jump when you call. All right? Your doctor will not take your call at 9:30 at night. Period. Okay? Get control. Now, can we still provide great customer service? Absolutely. Can we still work with people we want to work with? Absolutely. Can we still have a life? Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay? You can still have a life in this business. You just got to be in control. They'll teach you how to do that as well. How about for once in your life, being true to your priorities? Doesn't matter who I interviewed right now. I say, okay, what are your priorities? And I know, here's what you're supposed to say. God, family, some type of nonprofit church, something like that, civic duties, what else would come in there? Recreation, and finally, my work. Okay, that's the politically correct thing to say. That's where our priorities should be, right? That's what we're taught. That's the way it should be. Now look at your calendar, and you spend more time at work, all this kind of stuff, family and God get the last shrift. Period. Okay? Our calendars are not reflecting our priorities. Can you imagine structuring yourself where you actually got to a point where your calendar actually reflected those priorities? Hard to believe it can be true, but it can. All right? It's just awesome. There's ways it can happen. How about this? I told you you're not put on earth here to sell real estate. How about discovering your purpose in life? Oh, two quick things, by the way. Take as many notes as you want, but if you want a copy of the PowerPoint, I can always get you a copy of the PowerPoint. Just email me and I'll get you a copy of the PowerPoint. And second of all, write this down. I can make it a slide at the end. This is the way we're going to communicate. Facebook.com/groups, the 100K Club. Okay, if you guys have been here already a member, all right, that's great. Facebook.com/groups, the 100K Club. I have to allow you in because we're not allowing trollers in there. Hey, I want to join because I saw there were 150 realtors in there. So guess what? I'm a home warranty guy, or I'm a mortgage guy, or I'm a title guy. They're in, all right, but they aren't allowed to troll. All right, so that's not, we'll kick them out. So it's an opt-in thing, but that's going to be our main means of communication with you. All right. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a real big personal Facebook guy. I think I was sharing with some of the groups. Remember I told you I don't hang out with my family? All right, they found me on Facebook, okay, and they want to tell me their woes, and I don't want to hear it. So quite frankly, I didn't even check the personal page, whatever that's called the news feed, right? It's called the news feed. I don't check that. I check the group. All right. So if you want to contact me or say something to the group, say something to me, say it through the group. All right, because I don't check if you post something. Hey, how come Bob didn't like the picture of my dancing cats or whatever I posted? All right. Well, I didn't see it. Okay. So just put it there, and that's what we'll get. That's what we're going to communicate. Plus, I can put links there, and I don't get accused of being a spammer. All right, so I put it there, and you guys are opted in to get that done. Cool. How about discovering your purpose in life? Truly, what you're put on earth for. Something you're passionate about. Brian goes down to Haiti and works with orphanages down there. Okay. We as a group at Future Home, we love that we do work with Hope Children's Home in Tampa. It's a totally privately funded. Orphanage, for a better word. They have a school. It's just incredible stuff. Some people are really into animal shelters and stuff like that. There's a purpose in life. You were put on earth to do something bigger than just sell real estate. Okay? I'd love to show this. Anybody see the trombone player wanted? They heard of Marcus Buckingham. Okay? I'm going to show you this. It's a little long, about 15 minutes long. It's the first of 6 vignettes. Ladies, you are now just be forewarned. This dude is hot. He has a British accent. He's young, all right? He's got these piercing blue eyes. But try and look past that and hear what he's saying. Okay? I just want you to be forewarned, all right? Because first time I showed this like 6 years ago at our office meeting one time in one of our agents, I said, wow, that was awesome. Man, what did you guys think about what he said? And did he say something? And so be prepared for that, all right? Just forewarned, okay? He's easy to look at, number one, and easy to hear, and the British accent just kind of flows. I tried it back when I was in college before I was married. It did work for me. But second of all, look at the underlying vignette that's being portrayed in the trombone player model, okay? Now, hopefully, I loaded this thing up already, and already ran it through once, so it's already buffered and ready to go, so they say. Let's see if that worked. That might be it. See, I told you it's hot. Look at that. I'm comfortable enough with my masculinity to tell them no when a guy's hot. I'm cool with that. You guys all right with that? Okay.
After interviewing tens of thousands of people about their work, everyone from housekeepers to salespeople to teachers to generals, all different kinds of people, all good at their job. The biggest, most enduring discovery that I've come to at least, and there's a lot of different discoveries, but the most enduring discovery is that work, I mean, the experience of working can be great. It can thrill you, and it can challenge you, and it can restore you, it can make you feel powerful, strong. I mean, not every day, right? I mean, there's days when you come in and it's like everyone's just taking an I want to annoy Marcus pill, or days when you come in and it's just boring. But there are other moments at work, aren't there? There are other moments where you get to feel like you're really using your strengths, where you get in that zone where the right decisions just come so easily to you. Or when you feel creative without really trying, and you just got one idea after another, where you feel challenged in just the way that you like to be challenged. Or moments when you dive into something and you get so involved in it, so focused on it, and when you're done with it, you're not tired. In fact, you're kind of fulfilled, and you almost wish that the activity that you were doing, well, your whole job was that activity. Moments like that, work can be great just because it can show you how great you can be. And your company knows this. I mean, that's why they're forever talking about our people are our greatest asset. They know that if you, and everybody else, but if you can find a role in which you can play to your strengths most of the time, then everybody wins. You win because you feel more productive, more engaged. Your teammates win because they feel the difference. Your customers feel the difference. The company sees the difference. Everybody wins. So wouldn't it be great? I mean, wouldn't it be great if you got to play to your strengths most of the time? If you could find a role where you play to your strengths for most of your working day. I mean, how cool would that be? Well, it'd be cool, but the research shows that actually very few of us manage to get to that place. In fact, if you ask this exact question, if you ask what percentage of your typical workday do you spend playing your strengths, if you actually ask people that question, what you get back is that less than 2 out of 10 of us, actually get to play to our strengths at work. I'm not an idealist. I don't know about you, but I didn't expect that number to be 80%. I didn't expect 8 out of 10 people to say, yeah, we skip to work. We play to our strengths most of the time. I mean, there's a reason they call it work, right? But 2 out of 10, actually less than 2 out of 10, it's actually 17%. That just seemed really low to me. And I suppose, well, for me anyway, that begs a question. And that question is, are you one of the 2 out of 10? And if you aren't, how do you get to be? Now, it wasn't always this way, was it? I mean, it wasn't always this way. When you were a kid, I mean, if you think back to when you were a kid, didn't you on some level kind of know instinctively what got you out of bed every day? You knew what classes you wanted to go to, or what teachers you wanted to hang out with, or what kids you wanted to go play with. You just knew instinctively what your strengths were, what strengthened you, and you kind of felt, maybe you couldn't articulate it, but you kind of felt that the world was going to wait for you, and one day you were going to pop out and your unique mark was going to be made on the world. And sometime between then and now, some part of that childish hopefulness evaporates, doesn't it? It withers away, and we get to work, and we're not really sure what our mark is anymore. Now, there's all kinds of reasons why that happens, why we lose touch with what our strengths are, and what our contributions should be. We gotta fit in, we gotta do what our parents want us to do, we gotta get a job, we gotta pay the bills. And then you get the job, and then you gotta do what your boss wants, and then here's your job description, and we're gonna do what the company wants. So, yeah, maybe some of those things are to blame for getting you off your strengths path. But I think if you look closely, you might find that what's holding you back from really playing to your strengths isn't this other stuff, your boss, your company, your job description. Maybe what's holding you back from playing to your strengths is what you believe. Maybe you've become trapped by a very few myths that you've been told are true, and they're not. If you could explode those myths, and if you could replace them with what's true and really act on it, then maybe you could take back some of the control of your work. And maybe you could spend more time, deliberately, each week, spend more time playing to your strengths. Here's one of those myths. That as you grow, you change. God, we've all heard that one, right? As you grow, you're supposed to put away your childish traits. You're supposed to acquire more skills and acquire more experiences and become more balanced, more well-rounded. You're supposed to become an adult. The problem is it isn't true. The truth is, as you grow, you don't change your personality. As you grow, you become more and more and more who you already are. My son, Jack's 4.5 years old, and already I know some stuff about him. I can see that Jack physically hates to lose. Not in a I prefer winning to losing kind of way that all kids have, but in a physical hatred of losing. He sees his favorite football team on TV losing, he almost, well not almost, he can't stay in the room, he's got to run out. Or he's got to bury his head in the cushions and like pretend he can't see it. So he can't see it. And the kid just hates to lose. I've also seen, and this is odd, because I don't have any of this, he has a craving for order. This is the kid that won't close the fridge door unless the ketchup has been turned so the label's facing out. Or who panics when we're on the plane and I lean forward to close the blind of the window that might, just might, partially belong to the seat in front of me. I don't do that, Dad, that's his. Well, although that is those personality traits in a 4.5-year-old, and kind of funny, bottom line for Jack is they ain't going to change. He's going to have that same craving to win at 44 as he does at 4. And at 84, when he sees his grandkids with their playthings littered all over the playing floor, his need for structure is still going to fire off. So the point of life for Jack isn't to replace that. The point is to channel it. His dreams may change, his circumstances may change, his achievements may change, but the core of him, the strongest and most dominant parts of his personality, those are going to stay the same. Those are going to stay constant, and so will yours. And that's okay. Now, this doesn't mean he can't grow and you can't grow and I can't grow. It doesn't mean that we can't learn new skills. We can. But this actually points to the second myth that might be holding you back. The myth that you're going to grow the most, you're going to learn the most in the areas where you're weakest. That one sounds odd, but if you think about it, it was ingrained in you really early, wasn't it? Because when you were a kid and you were in class or you were in school and you found out you were good at maths but not very good at English, you didn't get more maths, did you? You got more English. You got remedial English. And your parents were in on this game. They were part of the ingraining process. The Gallup organization once asked this question. Your child comes home with the following grades. English A, Social Studies A, Biology C, Algebra F. Which grade deserves the most attention from you? The question didn't say if you pick one of the grades, you've got to ignore all the others. It just said, hey, look, here are the grades, and you've only got one thing to invest in your child, your time. Which grade deserves the most attention, the most time from you? 77% of parents would focus on the F. Now, the point here isn't that you should ignore the F any more than you should ignore your own weaknesses. You can't ignore weaknesses. The point is simply, and the truth, if you like, the truth that should replace the myth is that you're going to grow the most, you're going to develop the most in the areas where you already know the most. You grow the most in your areas of strength. In your areas of weakness, yeah, you can learn, but what learnings you gain are achieved with great effort and difficulty, and you don't get very much bang for your buck. I mean, me, growing up, I had a weakness for confrontation, and this wasn't very good at confronting people. I can remember, when I had to try and persuade my dad that I wanted to do something that he wouldn't let me do, I would prepare, I would think about the arguments I wanted to make, or the examples that I'd pick, and I even actually rehearsed the actual words I would use. I would be totally prepared, but somehow, in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the confrontation, my brain would shut my mouth down. Just couldn't find the words. They get like stuck in the guzzard or gizzard or whatever this part of the neck is. It's stuck right here. I choke every time. Now, going into the workplace, people figured this out about me and they'd counsel me. They'd sort of take me under their wing and say, here's a nice assertiveness training course. Go take that. Or they'd give me little tips and hints, some of which, by the way, quite good. Always look people directly in the eye if you want to confront them. Or as they raise their voice, lower yours. All good stuff, and I worked at it, and I got better. I went from terrible to really bad. A much, much better use of my time would have been to take all that training, effort, and energy and stuff and put it into my strengths. Because if you want to grow, like me, you're going to have to take all your creativity, all your effort, all of your push and your drive, and invest in those areas where you have some natural strength. There, you're going to see giant leaps of learning. So do that. Manage around the weaknesses. And I know, I mean, you hear that and you go, well, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be nice. Awesome. But I actually don't work alone, because I actually work in a team. I work in a place where people expect all kinds of different things of me. I can't selfishly just focus on my strengths. The team, the people I work with, they need more from me. The team needs me to chip in and do whatever it takes to help the team. Isn't that actually the right, the responsible thing to do? Put your strengths second to the needs of the team? Well, in a word, no. No, that's actually the third myth that might be holding you back from living a life that plays to your strengths. The myth that what the team needs from you is to put aside your strengths and do whatever it takes to help the team win. The truth is that what the team needs from you is not to chip in, it needs you to find out what your strengths are and volunteer those most of the time. Because if you look at the best teams, they're not filled with perfectly well-rounded people. The team is well-rounded precisely because each of the players isn't. And I know, just like you do, conventional wisdom has been banging on for years about how the fact that you got to put yourself aside for the benefit of the team. The conventional wisdom resides in cliches, doesn't it? Like there's no I in team. But as Michael Jordan once said, there is in win. I mean, if you want to be part of a really strong, powerful, rocking team, then you're not chipping in, are you? You're figuring out what your strengths are, and you're volunteering that most of the time. And hopefully, everybody else on the team is doing the same. So if you want to be part of a great team, do that a lot. Figure out what the best is that you've got to bring, and bring it often. Then you'll win. You know, if you want to become one of the 2 out of 10, then above everything else, try and remember this. When it comes to how you spend your time at work, you may have a lot more control than you think. I mean, sure, there's only 2 out of 10 people that get to play their strengths most of the time, but maybe the only thing that's stopping you from joining them is what you believe. To become one of the 2 out of 10, it's not about changing jobs or changing bosses or changing companies. It's about changing what you believe. If you could take those 3 myths that may well be holding you back and explode them and put in their place those 3 truths, and really understand what those 3 truths are, that if you grow, as you grow, you don't become somebody else, you become more and more and more who you already are. That you're going to grow and develop the most in your areas of greatest strength, and that what your team needs of you most of all is for you to bring those strengths deliberately. I mean, if you can really put those into practice, then you can start taking control of how you spend your time at work. And don't expect dramatic change right out of the gate, because I don't. I mean, you're going to come into work tomorrow, it's going to be the same people, and it's going to be the same company, and it's going to be the same needs, same expectations. But so what? Don't get discouraged. Start anyway. Start taking control of how you spend some of your time at work. Start putting some of your minutes around your strengths rather than around your weaknesses. Don't wait for that perfect job or that perfect company or that perfect boss, because these things may never come. Start today. Start figuring out how you can focus more of your minutes on your strengths this week than you did last week. Start taking control today. Change how some of those minutes are spent at work. Start playing to your strengths.
Okay, a couple disclosures there. First of all, I am not a pirate. And I hate people who pirate stuff like that, all right? That was on YouTube. I had those. I decided to show this flying down here Monday, so I decided to show it Sunday night. Tore my house apart looking for, I had those 6 DVDs somewhere. I think I lent them out to somebody and they're gone, okay? So they're on order, they're being shipped. By the next time we show to see the next 5, I will have them. So I want you, because I'm a big integrity guy, all right? So I believe that guy, he spent a lot of money to put that together, by the way. It's really cool stuff. If you had a chance to read him at all. Marcus Buckingham. It's Now Play to Your Strengths. The Next Big Thing. There are several books that he's written. Powerful, powerful stuff. He used to work for Gallup, by the way, and that's where he has a lot of that stuff where they study people and their analysis. A couple things I want to point out there. Did you catch the myths that he referenced? That we're going to grow, right? That as we grow, we change. We don't. We got stuff in there, right? We can replace it a little bit, but we are inbred right now with certain passions and certain strengths that something that Joe has that I don't, and that's good. Okay, we need to foster those things. All right, that's number one. Number two is that we're going to grow the most in areas of our weakness. That's a myth, right? Remember, he went from being terrible to really bad, all right, in assertiveness training, because that wasn't a passion of his. And the third, and I love this one, that we get this vision that a well-rounded team is made up of a lot of well-rounded people, and that's not it. The team is well-rounded because the individual members are not. I was thinking about it, you think about a football team, right? Okay, guess what? There are reasons why one guy plays quarterback and one guy plays left tackle. You look at them physically and they're built differently, and even less so more now. The quarterbacks are looking like left tackles nowadays. But it's just amazing, right, that they have different skill sets, yet they cohese together. Is that a word? Cohesive? They cohese. Is there a verb called cohese? Oh, okay. So we made one up. There is one now. I don't care. If your dictionary says there's not a V behind cohese, and you should tell them to come talk to me. All right? That they come together, they gel together because they're not well-rounded. Okay? They have their specialties, and they specialize. And so this really kind of blows your mind a little bit. And the neat thing I wanted to share with you is that each of you is coming to this table today with a different skill set. All different strengths. If you can learn to play to those strengths, we have 600 agents in Feature Home Realty. All right? My strength, I love this right here. I love being face-to-face, belly-to-belly, handshake-to-handshake with our agents and other people and training, that kind of stuff. File compliance, making sure we have all the required documents in case Fred walks in our door, not so much. I don't like that. All right? Got to have it because I'll be out of business without it. So I have team members that do that. That would pee their pants if I had to stand in front of 3 of you, much less 30 of you, much less 300 people. Right? They wouldn't like this. All right? They would literally just pass out. Right? Okay? Just not be able to do it. But that's why we're operating well as a team, is because we're allowing them to play to their strengths. I get to play to my strength, and everybody gets to do what they want to do. You know what I mean? And that's how good things work. As you are developing your real estate business, think about that where are your strengths? And as you develop a team, you say, well, I don't have a team. Well, yeah, you do. If you're a single agent, just getting started, you don't have a formal team, you've got a team. Because you've got to put some people together that are going to help you make your business so that you're not yelling at your kids when they want to play checkers, right? You've got some people doing some things that you don't want to do so that you can gain your life back a little bit. So we're going to do that. 6 series. By the way, you see, called Trombone Player Wanted. Got the kid at the end was the trombone player, right? Lying on the bed. Was he practicing the trombone as he's lying on the bed? He wants to play drums. We're going to see that played out through this whole thing. His goal, his drive, he was born as a drummer. You see me, later on, he goes up to the teacher and even asks the music teacher if he can, you can tell, they don't show it, but you can just tell he's asking, hey, can I love to play the drums? And he's like, sorry, we need you to fill the role on the team. We buck it up, buddy. We need you to suck it up for the team. We need somebody who has to play the trombone. Is he going to play the trombone well? No. Because that's not his passion, right? So it's really cool to see. Matter of fact, he was even drumming. This is a former teacher of me. I noticed this. All right, he's drumming in class and whatever social studies, and his teacher came up and said, "Hey, we're 4 pages ahead." And he's like, "Oh yeah." Get caught up because he was too busy drumming to worry about where they were in social studies, right? Because that's where his passion is. You guys have that passion. Whatever it is, each one of us was inbred with some type of passion. Let's find that and help you parlay that into your business, okay? That's what we're going to do as we do this. By the way, one of the ladies asked last night, yes, he will be prominent in all 6. all right, that we show. If that doesn't keep you coming back, nothing will, all right? Okay, it's good to go. All right, so we're there. All right, discovering, allow yourself to play to your strengths. Now, that all sounds great. Pollyanna, all right, in a perfect world, this life is great. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, well, how are we going to do it? All right, here's how it works. First of all, we're going to study those who are doing it and have done it. Can I tell you right now that I'm not going to teach you anything new? All right, nothing new. What you need is a structured, disciplined approach to this. You need someone who's going to hold your feet to the fire and is going to say, not listen to your excuses when you say, I tried, I wanted to, but it's just, yeah, I was supposed to make the 18 phone calls, I get it. Not the doctors, by the way, and not ending that phone call with, by the way, is anybody looking to buy or sell real estate next 6 months? Okay? You hate that, right? I hate calling and say, hey, let's call and see how their weekend was. Hey, how was your weekend? You guys went out on the boat all weekend. How'd that go? Okay, now I got that out of the way now. Okay. By the way, you want to look to buy or sell real estate next 6 months? Okay. It's on your stinking signature line. Referrals are my greatest compliment. I get it. Okay, I get it. Stop, period. Asking, period. For, period. Referrals, period. Okay? Absolutely. Stop it. All right? You don't want to be asked for it? Now, are we going to get referrals? Yes, that's how we're going to build our business. But we're not going to ask for them. Because your friends are going to stop you. Michael Mayer, the author of the book that we're going to read, likes to say you end up doing too many times, you end up in the NFL with no friends left. Right? You do. Okay? Hey, you're smiling at me, you're calling, but you're smiling because you want something. All right? I can see it. I know it's coming. Every time I talk to you, you always say, hey, don't forget, if anybody you know looking for real estate. All right? Get tired of it, right? Nobody wants to do that. I'm going to show you a different way. All right? That's why I'm so fired up when I found his book. It's incredible to find out what we're doing. So we're going to study those who've done it and have done it. We're going to learn from others in the room. We all have our strengths. We're going to build a team here. Okay? This will be our team. By the way, Future Home Realty, we're all about team. A couple things, disclosures. If you're new to Future Home, all right, if you're going to come with the model of, hey, I got this really secret idea and I'm not going to share it with anybody, it's mine and nobody else can steal my business, it doesn't fit into our culture, have a nice day. There's a lot of other companies to join. Okay, we got 600. We're not going to miss you that much. Sounds harsh, doesn't it? It's true. All right? Okay? It is what it is. All right? Same thing in here. All right? If you're not going to be sitting there and saying, real estate is such a huge piece of pie. There is such a huge pie. All right? There is no way that, first name again? Spell that.
D-A-N-U-T-A.
Danuta.
Yes.
Got it. There is no way, I love that you got your spelling. There is no way that people who do business with Danuta are going to be the same people who do business with Lee Lagoon. Period. You're not going to steal each other's business. Don't even think about it. It's not a worry. So we're all going to bring our strengths, and we're going to share, and we're going to have a dynamic, synergistic relationship where we're all going to learn and grow. Rising tide raises all ships, right? We're going to get excited because Joe's going to do the assignment, and he's going to have success. And somebody else is saying, I didn't do the assignment, but I see Joe's success, so I need to catch up. All right? That's the way it works. I'm just telling you, that's the dynamic of this thing. We're looking for other people in the room. We're going to focus on income-producing activities. We are not going to waste our time on stuff that doesn't matter. All right? Tell you, been in business 20 years. Got in the business, excited. Have been in stages in my career where we didn't have any kids at the time. I was young. My wife was on her career path, and she was rocking and rolling. And I had been a math teacher. I'll tell you the story about how I got out of that in a second. But I'd been a math teacher, was cranking along, and dreaded her coming home and saying what I did today. Right? I'm self-employed, cursed, all right, and benefit, right? So I would drive, totally inefficient, driving around, pretending like I was working, all right, wasting time, not doing what I knew I should be doing, because that was the hard part, all right? It was easier just to drive, and then say, she'd come home and say, how's your day? Oh, whoa, man. Oh.
It was the traffic that gave you that.
Exactly. Boy, can you? She goes, well, pretty soon she's not. She's a pretty smart young lady. okay, all this activity, I'm not seeing any commission dollars rolling in. What's going on here? Okay, what's the story? Well, I'm busy. Well, I don't care if you're busy, all right? You're not making any money. And quite frankly, she's the best accountability partner ever because you sleep on the guest bed long enough, all right? Okay, you start to learn to sell, all right? It's like, hello, looking through the the master bedroom door. Did you sell today? Okay, have a nice night. Hope you sleep well. Jeez, when am I going to be able to sleep in my own bed again? All right? She said, as soon as you get out of contract, let's go. Let's get an incentive. So that being said, all right, we're going to focus on things that matter, that actually, what produces income in this business? Writing contracts, all right? And how do you get to contracts? Face-to-face, belly-to-belly, handshake to handshake. That's how we're going to be with people, all right? We're going to get out there amongst it. Are we going to waste time with waiting for the phone to ring to say that the appraisal didn't come in? I know it's coming. I know that house is never going to appraise. Jeez, Christmas, that thing, and I know, home inspections today. Can you believe it? They found an outlet that doesn't work. Jeez, my life is over. Get over it. How big a deal is a stinking, I'll clean it up, outlet that doesn't work? Relax, okay? Just move on. Figure it out, move on, get it done. Don't spend 8 hours worrying about the outlet that doesn't work, all right? Spend 8 seconds, get it figured out, and move on to an income-producing activity. We're going to learn to hire out the non-income-producing activities, okay? Have to get rid of that stuff. All right, if you are doing stuff that somebody would do for $10 an hour, shame on you. Shame on you. There's no way you're going to sell enough properties to make $100,000 this year if you are calling the termite inspector. Period. Let me just tell you right now. I'm going to teach you how not to do that. All right? We're going to learn from our mistakes. Now, the assumption there is that we're going to make them. Remember, what's the last I? Implement. If we don't implement, we're never going to make a mistake. Oh, I lived my life today mistake-free. Shame on you. You probably didn't do anything. Right? Got to get out there and do it. There's no way to learn. We planted a garden this year. I don't know, planted a garden, so we planted a garden. I planted that said plant the carrot seeds, like 2 inches apart, or it was like 4 inches apart, and so on. And these seeds are so tiny. I said, "There's no way." So I put like 6 in there. Right? There's no way. How about you put one and then just grow? Well, guess what? A seed produces a carrot, and I picked the carrots. They finally grew. They were growing up, and I had to Google how do I tell them, because the carrots grow below the ground, so how do I know they're done? What's up? There's no timer. Ding, it's all, I was kind of looking. It said you should see the top start to come up, you start to see the coloration. So I pulled them up. There were these 6 carrots all mangled together in a mold. I was like, But I made a mistake. Now, if I had waited till next spring to do it, I'd be that far behind, right? Now I know, plus I got to water them deep. They say you deep soak so that it seeks the water down lower so it grows straight. Because I said, this doesn't look like a carrot I bought at the grocery store, not saying carrots. So I'm learning, right? But if I had to learn by doing, if I hadn't done, I would never have figured that out, that I get 6 mangled kind of mongoloid looking carrots, right? And so I got to learn from our mistakes. We're going to grow personally, all right? We've got to change. All of us have things that we need to work on, all right? By the way, you know why I love teaching so much? Because I love teaching, I used to, Brian, at Jeff's office, I loved it because there was a mirror back there, right? And I kind of like to look at myself in the mirror anyway. I'm just kind of narcissist that way. Number 2, I love to remind myself that I'm teaching to myself. I need this as badly as any of you will ever need it. Trust me. So when I'm teaching to you. But I'm teaching to me is what I'm saying. All right, so we're going to grow personally. We're going to feed off the synergy in the room. We're going to live in accountability. Okay? Ouch. That is the curse of being self-employed. Okay? It's because right now, we're way too easy on ourselves. Way. We accept that if the only person you're accountable to is the person in the mirror, all right, you're going to listen to and make excuses to that person all day long, and the person's going to answer back, "Don't worry about it, pat you on the back. That's okay, you tried. All right? That was a good effort. All right? That was okay. That's all right, you'll get up next time." You need somebody who's going to say, "Nuh-uh," it's going to shut the master bedroom doors on you, right? That's what you need. Is someone's going to motivate you to get it. So we're going to live in accountability. It's not easy. It's hard to do. All right, but that's why. And here's the other thing: we aren't going to be accountable ourselves, because if you were going to be accountable to yourself, you already would be. All right, you need an accountability partner. Period. And we're going to live a disciplined life. Brian, this is one of my favorite things I've ever picked up from you. All right, one of my favorite freedom there is freedom in structure. Oxymoronic, isn't it? Kind of like government intelligence, that kind of thing, right? Freedom in structure. Because the more structured we are, we get control of our life, that I'm not a slave to that thing every time it chirps, bings, dings, and wings, because I can't even shut the thing off anymore. It's like, Jeanette, my wife's like, what is that now? There's like a little bicycle chirping. Ding, ding. I think it's an email from somebody that's in my contact list or something. She's like, shut it, thinking, and I'm like, I can't, I don't know what to do. It just keeps going, all right? But we become a slave to that. Every time we jump, what was that? Oh, gotta be Facebook. Oh, look, somebody, got a new kitten. Hey, what in the world, right? Because it's a curse. We don't want that. You want to sit there, and we're going to teach you how to time block, where you can set that thing aside. Brian has an egg timer. Is it what's it called? On your desk, right? People call, says, hey man, I got 2 minutes to talk to you, and he sets the 2-minute timer. That guy, we're going to learn a lot from him. This dude is in control of his day. His business is rocking because he's understanding these principles. All right? It's not because I taught him to. He was doing it before. All right? He's got it down, man. There's a lot of stuff you can learn from him. Young man that's just getting it done because he says, I'm going to structure my day. I want to go home and play with Peyton and Parker. Right? I don't want to go home and have to work because I was too busy shooting the shooby-doo with somebody on the phone for longer than I should have. All right? Because you almost, this conversation between you almost think it'd be rude. It's like, dude, man, gotta go. Yeah, here you go. Here's the information. See it. We're done in 15 seconds. All right, everybody says, it's just to develop the relationship. And I get that. That's cool. There's a different time and place for that. Right? Right now, we're just trying to get it done. It's between 9 and 5. Let's get some work done and get it done. So we're going to teach you how to do that. All right? How to structure your calendar so you can get there. Consistently evaluate progress. I love to show this. Here's what we do not do enough. Realtors, salespeople, doesn't matter. I can talk to a group of anybody. Okay? We're big on goals, right? Let's set a goal for the year. January 1st, it's a popular day, right? Let's set our goals. My goal, production goals, how many listings, how many all this kind of thing. Even sometimes if we go to a 411 and we start to break it down, right? Then we can start to even say, okay, now here's my goal. Now I'm going to break it because a good goal should be broken down into bite-sized pieces, right? And we evaluate what it's going to take to get me there. All right, if I want to sell, let's just take it. It takes 2 minutes to go through this scenario. I want to sell 30 houses. I know that for every listing I have, I sell 4 homes. I sell 5 homes to make the math easy. Okay? So for every listing, I sell 5 homes. Why does that work? Well, it's because you sell the home that you're in, and you get 4 other buyer leads from it, so you get 5K total. So it's about a 5-to-1 ratio. For every listing equals 5 sales. I need 30, so I need 6 listings. All right? I know that my conversion rate right now is 30% on my listing stuff, so I need to have 18 listing presentations, so I can get 33%, so I can get six listings. Therefore, I can sell 30 homes. I know that if I make 10 phone calls, I'm going to get 1 listing appointment. All right, so I need to make 180 phone calls this year. So you start to break it down. There's a systematic approach, right? All good. But then you break it into bite-sized pieces, and you know what you're supposed to do. And then all of a sudden, what we do is we go back and look at it. Okay, that was January 1st. Come December 28th, we dust it off. What was I supposed to do again? Oh, I was supposed to make 180 phone calls. I made 12. Today's December 28th. I got to make 168 in the next 2 days when no one's home. I'm screwed, right? So we don't evaluate our progress enough. So here's what we're going to do. Check this out. One of my favorite slides. Here's a trip to the moon. Way back in 1963, John F. Kennedy said, "Have we challenge everybody when we get to the moon," right? By 1969, we had a man walking on the moon. That's awesome, right? Our perception, here's the way that trip looks. If we had a God's eye view of that trip, okay, that's what it would look like. Nice, smooth little, somehow they figured it out, smarter people than me, figured out how to shoot a rocket and land on the moon. That's what it looks like. If I blew that up, let's say that box right there represents a 5-second portion of that trip. Okay, it takes about 2.5 days to get to the moon. Okay, about a 5-second portion of that trip. Blew it up, that's what their trip looks like. Why? Because they are constantly like, oh, we're off. Are we? No, we're off. Just no. Let's correct. Let's correct. Okay? Because they know that if they waited longer than 5 seconds, they may miss the gravitational pull of the moon, which was what makes them land on the moon, by the way, and they're screwed. Because they don't have enough fuel. You guys understand they don't have enough fuel to get to the moon? They fire a rocket, they get going there, and they just coast. And they get close to the moon and the earth, and then they have enough fuel to kind of fire it up a little bit around, and they start to orbit, and then they land. Okay? But if they didn't have enough fuel, they don't have enough, we're off course, we're about 10 miles off, we need to fire the rockets. They don't have enough fuel to do that. There's no fuel there to do it. All the fuels drop off. Those things drop off and they're gone. Okay? So they're constantly evaluating because they know if they waited too long, they're never going to be able to correct. That's what we do. We wait way too long to evaluate our progress because it's easier. All right? We don't want to know. Like we want to pretend. We want to drive around and pretend like we're being productive when we're not, and we end up not being productive. Okay? We're going to evaluate more often. All right, so here's what we're going to do. 2 systems we're going to teach. One is what we call planning corn. So there's people in here today that say, you know what, Bob, I need a closing yesterday. Okay, not, I need business now, all right? I can show you how to do business now. I can show you how to rock business right now. Brand new in the business, I can show you how to get business today. I firmly believe, there's my backpack. See that backpack back there? Okay? I firmly believe once I have my computer in here, as a matter of fact, without the computer, I don't need it. Drop me anywhere in America, parachute me, blindfold me, don't tell me where I am. All I ask is that you give me a real estate license to sell real estate wherever you drop me. Iowa, Idaho, doesn't matter. Okay? I'll have something under contract in a week. Okay? Knowing nobody, know what I'm going to do? What I'm going to show you right here. All right? I can do what I'm going to show you right here. I don't need a computer because I'll go to the library. I find the library has free internet and computers. I can use it. I'll just find it. You know what I'm going to find? City Blue Card, you like this. A bank-owned open house.
Do them all the time.
Absolutely.
I have 15 buyers.
Okay?
Wow.
Why? Why bank-owned open houses? Let me tell you a quick story. High school math teacher, teaching math, new agents, excited about the business. You know why? Unlimited potential, right? Nobody telling you how much you're going to make. You're not paying X per dollar per hour. It's so cool. I remember it like it was yesterday. All right? You know what I remember like it was yesterday? Seeing this little chart, they didn't even call it a spreadsheet at the time, this is 1993, that said, okay, you've been a teacher for this many years, and you have this many post-bachelor credits, so this is what we're going to pay you. Right here, upper left-hand corner. It wasn't a lot. All right? I said, Dad, but what if I'm good? Years, credits. What if I'm really good? Years, credits. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and I'm coaching baseball, teaching some higher level math classes at the time. We're having to work hard. So I was actually getting to school at 5:45 to prepare for my classes because I gave up my prep period to coach in the afternoon, and I was staying until 5:30 to coach and going home after that. Guy next to me, been a teacher for 22 years. Classes started at 7:30, he was showing up at 7:22. All right? Class ended at 2:10, he was gone by 2:12. Had taught for 22 years, and had this many, but was making twice as much as I was. And kids hated him and wasn't a good teacher. I said, screw that. All right? I'm sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love it. I was a good teacher. All right? They should change the way they compensate teachers because I still might be a teacher. All right? But I'm not going to stay there. Sorry. I'm going to be paid what I'm worth. So I love the fact I was in. So what I did is I took 10 weeks. The guy who sold me our brand new home in Newport Richey, model for the Windtree. If you know where the Windtree subdivision is, okay, so about a brand new home in Windtree back in the day. He was starting his own general real estate company. I'd stop in and talk to him after school sometimes and everything else. And he said, hey, you gotta get your real estate license. So I got it. I said, he's gonna start his general real estate company. He and I, little boutique office, but he was the broker and me. All right, I was his first agent. Done. Get my license. Okay, I got 10 weeks in the summer. I'm not going to quit because I'm going to see if this really works. I'm getting paid through the summer so I can have something to fall back on. Let's go. So first weekend I said, what do I do? He says, all right, go sit in an open house. We have one listing. It's my aunt's house that he happened to list. And let's get it done. All right, so I go sit in the open house. I said, all right, here we go. He goes, you're going to meet buyers. Everything's going to be great. 3 people all weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Met 3 people. Neighbor next door. Just wanted to see what the furniture looked like. Guy across the street, 5 doors down. that pretty much the same thing, just wanted to check out the house, he heard something bad had happened there, you know what I mean, or something, and were the rumors true. And then third guy really would love to buy the house, but I had him check out with my lender, and he couldn't get a library card, much less a mortgage. Okay? Had something to do with being out of prison yesterday or something, I can't, you know, whatever, all right? So, all right, one weekend gone. What do I do now? So I'm flipping through the paper, this is dating me a little bit, 1993, let's go back, right? 1993, going back, flipping through the paper, and I see this list of HUD foreclosure homes, FHA foreclosures that they used to put in the paper. That's how they listed them. They put them in the paper, all right? So I read through it, and it says, anybody interested has to contact a licensed HUD broker. So I call my broker. I said, hey, dude, are we a licensed HUD broker? He said, no, but I don't know. I said, let me. So I didn't go to the internet because we didn't have the internet. Or we did, but I didn't know what it was or didn't do it. So I dug around, found the Tampa HUD field office in downtown Tampa, 4th floor, go there, dealt with a government employee at HUD, 2-inch thick manual, printed on paper. I get how to become a HUD broker. So I rifled through this thing, teaching my broker how to, do this, and all of a sudden, halfway through, I see you can sit HUD foreclosure. You can sit these open houses on the weekend, or you can sit open houses at these. Like, that other one didn't work. Let's give it a shot. Say very particular, given its government, had to say government resale open house. Had to. Okay, that's what the sign had to say. Invest my total $128 marketing budget that I had into these 6 signs that said government resale open house. Call up Friday morning, just like I was told to, get my first one was in Laurel, right off of Belcher. I remember like it was yesterday. It's 1993. I remember like it was yesterday. So it was off of Belcher, a couple of streets in. So I put my 2 signs out at Belcher. And by the way, I didn't do it 1 to 4. I was there at 9:30. I said, hey, look, you guys just remind me what part of chapter 475 says that an open house has to be at 1 o'clock? It doesn't say that? Okay, good. All right. Yeah, it doesn't say that. That's a myth. I'm on Marcus Buckingham breaking myths. I'm going to break some myths as well. Okay? So I get there at 9:30. I put my 2 signs out on Belcher, one from northbound, one from southbound, and directing them in. I get in my car, pull up to the next corner, and as I get to the next corner, I stop, get out of my car, and a car pulls behind me. And I grew up in Southern California, and probably not the best area of Southern California, so when a car pulls behind me, I immediately got my defensive stance. Let's go. All right, bring it. Here we go. All right. No problem. We just kind of nod at each other. I pop my trunk, and I get my sign out, kind of just keeping an eye out on like that, as I'm doing. Put my sign in the next corner, get in, drive to the next corner, which is directing them into the next street, get out, pull over, 2 cars pull behind me, put my sign in the yard, kind of eyeball them again, get down, that's the street the house is on, I go down 5 houses down on the left, pull in the driveway, 3 cars. That day, I met 33 people. That day. Not 3 in 2 days. That day, 33, ended up selling a home, 2 homes, from the people I met that day. Not the home I was in. Home I was in smelled like dog like you wouldn't believe, and didn't have any power and water, and the light fixtures were stolen. That's right, okay? They're just, okay, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, it didn't matter. I discovered for me, that was the sugar, and the ants came. So what I got really good at, now some of our agents have taken this to a whole new level. Lee Lagoo has a booth, if you will, is that what it's called? At the Wagon Wheel Flea Market, where it says bank foreclosure list, all that. Well, people go to buy weed eaters and sunglasses at the way have you sold any properties from the people you met there? Go where the people are. You want to be belly to belly, face to face, handshake to handshake with people. If you're looking to meet people, don't go where you're going to meet 3 in 2 days. Go where you're going to meet 33 in 1. You increase your chance. I'm a math guy. My chances are greater. All right? If we do that. But that's not fun. I was told that I thought every realtor had a Lexus or a Jaguar and had diamonds dripping from them. Okay? Well, there are some, but guess what? You do this enough, you'll drive your Lexus and have your diamonds dripping. You're just not going to wear them back drive that to the open house. All right? You're going to go home and drive that. Now, It's not what you want to hear. It's not what it takes work. The first time I taught this 100K was back in 2008 to our group of our agents who were all whining because they were ready to jump off the Skyway Bridge because the world had died. I mean, the world was exploding. Real estate was falling through the ground like it was no tomorrow. And I told them, hey, look, come here. I'll show you how to make money. I lost half of them when I told them this. What? I thought you were going to write us a check for $100,000. I'm sorry, I misunderstood the email. Sorry, my bad. We have to work. That's not that fun. Doing that, okay? Now, I say that to say this. Get creative. Go meet people. Period. If you've got a better way than that, do it. I'm with you, 100%. Okay? Just don't come back to me and say I haven't tried and it doesn't work. All right? We'll show you how to do it. We're going to learn how to convert you know what I got really good at? These people, when the 33 walked in the door, I made them, you know what? They left saying, I've met my last realtor. I've met the guy that I'm going to buy a home with. Why? Because, quite frankly, I was working with a lot of people that everybody else was tossing away. I was finding down payment money under mattresses. I was under rocks and down payment assistance, bond programs. I was hard, stinking work. Hard work, right? Until I watched the guy roofing in July in Tampa. And I realized, yeah, maybe what I'm doing is not so hard. All right? Okay, sometimes, by the way, that's going to be one of our assignments later on, is that we're going to take away your whininess. That as soon as you tell me how tough you've got it, I'm going to tell you, by and large, you can get, I think McDonald's like $1 for like a mega size iced tea now, right? Go get one of those, crank your AC up as high as you can go, turn off your phone, and go sit for 10 minutes. That's all you have to do. Go watch somebody roofing or doing yard work all day long. You know, that's what they do all day long. And tell me how bad it is and what a big deal that the outlet doesn't work on your home inspection. Okay? Some of us need to get a dose of reality. What we do is we're getting really well paid, all right, that people would kill to make the money. You made $5,000 on a commission for selling a home. Do you know how many months I have to work to make $5,000 from mowing lawns? I would never mow lawns. I get it, all right? Here's the thing. We need to get a dose of reality that what we do is not that hard, okay? It's really not. We're going to become an expert in investor buying. And I'm going to teach you there. Investors are out in droves right now, right? They smell blood in the water. I can show you how to talk their language. We're going to have a class where I'm going to show you how to speak the language of an investor. An investor does not want to hear about the tile in the foyer, okay? An investor, our new agents actually have a huge advantage over our older agents because you guys haven't forgotten how to calculate a cap rate, right? You got to do that for your math portion of your test. What is that? The Irv triangle, right? All right, all that kind of stuff. That stuff works, all right? You start talking cap rate, return on investment, those type of terms to an investor, they will get enthralled with you, all right? We're going to work first-time home buyers with vigor, because you know why? Because everybody else wants to throw them away, okay? If you guys need to go, that's fine. Okay. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to convert 80% of your cold listing opportunities and 100% of your referred ones. Okay, we're not going to go to this 33% of the listing. I mean, if you're going to go to a listing presentation where you're one of 3 going in, I'm going to teach you, through Brian, by the way. He teaches one of the best listing presentations out there. He's a mortgage guy. All right. How to convert 80% of them. I don't care if their aunt is a realtor. It'll make for an awkward Thanksgiving, but that's all right. Okay? You're going to get it over them. All right. That's all great. Planting corn. I'm going to teach you how to make money today. All right? Some of you need to make money right away. That's good. Here's where I want you to live. Remember, you guys see why I was in Orange Grove? Did that? What's that?
Why? Why
Yeah.
are you in the Orange Grove?
Okay? Because I'm going to teach you how to plant in Orange Grove. I don't want you planting corn. Here's the good news about corn. Corn, you plant in late May, early June, and you harvest it by mid or late July. Fast. Sow to reap cycle, bam. Awesome. Good news. That's open houses. All right? That's the stuff where let's make money today. All right? Bad news about corn. To get the corn, you chop it down. Come back to the same field next year. Where'd the corn go? Well, there's no corn because you never planted any corn. It's an endless cycle. I built my entire career, 12 years in real estate, making a lot of money because I quickly got to the point where I was selling about 100 homes a year, all right, by myself from these bank-owned open houses, but it was work. All right, before you get too excited about it for me, 100 homes, all right, 5.5 million in sales. I'll do the math for you, $55,000 average sale price. Okay, what I did not do is parlay that into an orange grove. Shame on me. Everybody reach out and just mentally slap my hands. Okay, wasted time. I was on this, it was a good cycle, all right? I was making a lot of money, but it was a cycle that I couldn't get off. I would literally run hard, sell 100 homes. I'd run hard, stop, take a breath on January 1st because I tried an open house on January 1st and nobody came, all right? Took a little bit of a breath on January 1st, woke up on January 2nd, let's go again, all right? And ran hard for 364 days to sell 100 homes again. Why? Because I got cocky, saying I could make money out of nowhere. You can drop me anywhere in America and I'll sell a home. I could. Didn't matter. Shame on me. I should have been parlaying that and been planting an orange grove. Okay? Here's how we do with planting an orange grove. Story of 7L. We started teaching some different things. One of the things you're going to do, I got a text message back. I'm waiting for this book to arrive. If you can go find it, that's one of our assignments. 7 Levels of Communication by Michael Mayer, M-A-H-E-R. Your assignment between now and 2 weeks from now is to find it and buy it and read it. Okay? It's an easy read. How many of you guys have read it? Easy read. It's a story. All right? It's written in a narrative. It's the easiest read you'll ever read. Okay? Incredible principles taught in this book. This is what we're going to study. This is our guide for the next 7 weeks. He goes through 7 coaching sessions in here with the guy who's trying to get out of real estate because he thinks it's over, and stays in the business and revamps his whole business. We're going to go 7 levels of communication. All right, Kevin.
If anybody can't find it, I buy these a case at a time. I give them to agents at closings.
Perfect.
So email me.
Perfect. And we have 2 cases coming in. Give Kevin. We have 2. Let me just check my text. I texted Sherry today. They were supposed to be here by yesterday. Looks like they're out for delivery today. So our office, they're coming to our West Chase office, and it was a long way from you. If you can't find one, I've got $15 a piece. I think somebody do the quick math. $880 divided by 58. Anybody got a calculator? 880 divided by 58. 15 something. 15, 17. Okay, $15.17 is what it charges because it was $15 plus $40 shipping. All right, so $880. Divided by 58, you can get them from us for $15.17, but you'll need to go up there and get it. I would love to have had them here. Sorry, I don't. I didn't get them in time. But you can get it from us. So you can find it elsewhere. By the way, probably find it online for like $9.99 or something like that. You can get the online version of it if you're kind of whatever. I highly encourage you get a hard copy of it.
It's actually $2.02.
How much? But yeah, I know you can get it online. That's good. You start reading it, still get the hard copy. And that's cool. Is that through Amazon or
Kindle?
Kindle, okay. $3.03 on online version. Sorry, there's no card. Talk about those in a minute. All right. You're going to want to mark this up. This is something we're going to study this thing. All right. You can get by it without on your electronic version. And you're real techie and know how to highlight and mark and all that kind of stuff. God bless you. Go for it. You guys need to go. Seriously, let's go. Next one's 2 weeks from today.
Same time?
Same time. All right? We're here.
Same place?
Same place. Okay? We'll get through this real fast. I'll finish up for you. So 7Ls. All right? We'll have the assignment here in a second. Results are proven. You guys got to follow this stuff. It's awesome stuff. We're going to focus on people and relationships. That's what he does. We're going to stop chasing people and start attracting. We're going to go deeper with a few rather than shallow with many. Remember that term. I want it ingrained in your head. Deeper with a few rather than shallow with many. In essence, we're going to stop selling and start attracting. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm here. I'm going to bring passion to every event. We're going to cast a vision. My job is to cast a vision for you. Some of you need a vision cast. Some of you have lost your way. All right? We need to cast a vision. I'm going to respect your opinions and feedback. I'm going to get it. I'm going to believe in you until you can believe in yourself. And I'm going to hold you to your commitments. Because here now, everybody, just watch yourself a little bit. I'm going to ready to step on toes. So tuck your toes in, because I'm going to not just step, but stomp. Okay? Here's how much did I charge you to get in the door? $0. Here's the only payment you owe me. All right? Are these commitments? Willingness to change. honest and accountable. Agree to read one book a month. Yeah, now I'm starting to push it a little bit, aren't I? One book a month. I haven't read a book since college, Bob. Well, guess what? We're going to start reading again. Okay? Stop watching TV. Yeah, it's hard to read it, but I don't have the time to do it. Well, guess what? Don't watch the Law and Order rerun for the 18th time. Okay?
Your kids need to get practice, don't watch them practice.
There you go. Absolutely. Okay? We're going to read one book a month. This is our first one. We're going to get 8 hours of sleep a night. Impossible. Can't do it. Physically impossible. Okay? I get it. I want to watch SportsCenter as bad as anybody. Trust me. All right? The other thing I want to do is eat something that has bread attached to it every time I eat. I'm trying to discipline myself not to do it. It's going to take discipline to do that. Man. Agree to perform. What does that have to do with selling real estate? Other than everything. Does. You know what it is? You're proving to yourself that you're disciplined. You're going to walk out the door and say, I was disciplined this morning. I got up, I got back to the hotel room late last night, did not want to get up early enough to get my workout in today. Did it anyway. All right, why? Because I know it's going to have to face you, number one. Number two, guess what? I walk around more empowered when my pants fit. I do. It's true, right? I feel more confident in saying, hey, Joe, what's going on, man? How you doing? All right, looking in the eye when I'm not worried about a button popping. All right, exactly. Remember the old, I think it was Subway commercials when they had the first of the year, everybody's buttons are just flying off. Okay, they're becoming projectiles. It just works. I'm just telling you, it's mentally, it's not as much mental as it is physical. Plus, I'm going to show you how to make money. I want you to be around long enough to enjoy it. Okay, let's live and enjoy that thing. You're going to volunteer at a nonprofit 4 hours a month. What? What? No, what are you? Telling you, there is a relationship. Period. All right? There, you give and you get. All right? Get your mind off your own problems. Start seeing some people that may have some things a little tougher than you, and go benefit from helping them. You're going to donate here. Now, I told you I was going to stomp. Get them out there. Okay? 70, we're going to talk 70, 20, 10. You should be able to live on 70% of your income. Save or invest 20% of it, and tithe 10%. Okay? Tithe, give. I say church. Others may say synagogue. You might want to say the Arbor Society. Okay? I get it. No problem there. Give away 10% of your money. Why? Here's what I know. It works, and I make more money. I net more money when I give 10% away. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. My logical mind says no, right? But my evidence says otherwise. When I stop, I'll give that last. Nope. Goes first. Okay? Worship once a week. You need to get back to church. Bob, you know what? Church is full of hypocrites. I know. Okay? It's true. They are. Yeah, I don't do church. I get it. Okay? I understand completely. By the way, when you find the perfect church, don't go. Because the minute you walk in the door, it will no longer be perfect. Right? Okay? It's the truth. Now, if you're totally, hey, look, I don't do that, find a time to decompress once a week. I think it's good to be in a group setting with that, around like-minded people. There are a lot of choices out there. I'm not trying to proselytize you to my way of thinking. I'm saying go out and find what works for you, and go worship with other people that believe the way you believe. What does that have to do with selling real estate? Nothing but everything. I'm just telling you, we've got to clear our minds of what we're going to do here. All right? And all of this requires discipline. Now, here's our basic meeting agenda. When we come in, we're going to work 15 minutes, quick 15 minutes on planting corn. Why only 15? I'm going to show you how to make money. It's not going to take long. I can answer your questions about how to do it and get all that done. Plus, I don't want you to live in the cornfield like I did. All right? I'd rather you plant orange groves. Much rather. 45 minutes of laser focus on orange grove stuff, and then we're going to do 20 to 30 minutes of cleaning up the Q&A, learning from our experiences, answering some questions from the book, and so on and so forth. Okay? I know it's been a little longer time now, but we will get through this stuff quickly. All right? Here's what we're going to do. August 20th, which is 2 weeks from today, you need to obtain a copy of this book. I'll make the announcement that where they are, put the address of where you can go get one on the Facebook group page. All right, so you need to check there. Upcoming meeting dates. Now, I'm going to keep you guys on your toes a little bit because this room is only available on certain days, so we're going to hop around a little bit. Okay, the first 1, 2, 3, including this one, 4, are all on Wednesdays. I put an asterisk next to them because then we start shifting around. The availability here, so you can write these down if you want to. I'll be reminding you, but if you want to copy, so we got 8:20, 9:3, 9:17, 10:9, which I think goes to a Wednesday. 10:21, no, that might go to a Thursday. 10:21, which goes back to a Tuesday. 11:06 and 11:20. I don't know what those are. All right, but that's where we are. Decide that this is your line in the sand. He's going to make it happen. All right. Here's one last thing. This business can beat you up. All right. I'm looking around the room, and some of you have been beat up. All right, I can tell. Don't let it. Let us help you. All right. Some of you are here at Crossroads, just thinking, hey, look, this is my one last shot. I've tried this business for a while, and I'm about ready to pack it in. All right. Ready to go back. I've spent money after money after money. I'm done with that. All right. I can help you. I'm here to tell you, I can help you. And know this, if no one in your life ever has, even yourself, I believe you. I believe you can do this because I've seen it work for so many people if you're willing to just say, you know what, I get it. All right, and I'm willing to discipline myself. Questions before we go?
If we can't make this, is it the same for your other locations?
Yep, the one Tuesday nights, I think Tuesday nights are consistent. Last night we had at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Oldsmar. I think I got to check and see if they're still available. That's where we're going to probably have those. Same session, different group of people, but same session. So if you can't make one, you can't the other. If you're really desperate, I'm driving out tonight. I'm doing this in Orlando tonight and tomorrow in our Orlando office as well. And if you're really desperate, next week I'll be up in Jacksonville doing it there. All right. Hey, how far would you drive? All right. When I was making $38,000, $32,000 a year as a teacher, and someone said they're going to show you how, I would have driven to Jacksonville. Someone's going to show me how to make $100 grand. I'd do it. All right. And because you're here and you've made the commitment, we will have recordings of them as well. This session will be recorded each time.
If you have an agent that needs an REO listing in Newport Richie, you said I have.
Perfect. All right. Already we got stuff because we'll be sharing that kind of stuff back and forth. All right. Bank-owned open houses work. I'm telling you, they're not fun. They're sweaty. They're ugly. They're smelly. All right. But people come. Okay. That's all I can say. And I'm going to show you how to convert those people and become so good. You know what the best way to do it? It's just that first time I sat that open house, I don't know what the heck I was doing. How do these HUD open houses work? I told you I had a 2-inch manual. You know, you put a bid, it's a sealed bid, and they're opening every Tuesday when they open up. Yeah, Tuesdays. But I had that locked in, so the next person came in. How do these open work? Oh, it's a sealed bid, and they open every Tuesday. It flowed the next time a lot better. All right? I didn't stumble. All that kind of stuff. It just takes practice. I made mistakes, and I learned, and I got it. And 33 people through, I'm going to get plenty of practice, right? And the cool thing about 33 people through is I wasn't hogging on to one client. All right? You're going to not be the type of client that's going to do what I asked you to do and be ready to go. And let's be a team. We've got a synergy here. If I'm going to help you, you got to help yourself, that kind of thing. Guess what? I'm setting an open house tomorrow. I'm going to need another 33. I don't need you. You need me. That's power. You get to that type of vision, there's power in that, right? That's what I'm talking about. That works. Other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we need to register for the upcoming classes or just?
You know what? The next one, we'll probably send out an invite one more time to the masses. You don't have to, just come, all right? Because you'll find the room if we blow it out. But no, you're good. You won't have to register for those. Thanks for asking. It's a good question. But just, but come. But commit to doing it, all right? Because we're going to meet for 7 more sessions. We'll be done before Thanksgiving. That's why we planned it all out. And we're going to put you out. You're going to be so overwhelmed with ideas that it's going to be just a virtual buffet of things. Where are we going to start? And we're going to remember this term as well. Finish the bridge. We're going to say that term a lot. Finish the bridge. If our goal is to get from where we are now to the other side of the river, let's say it's 100K, all right? So many times, here's what we do. Oh, that's a great idea. We start building that bridge. That's a great idea. And we get about halfway, maybe 6, or 7/8 of the way done, almost there. Oh, look at them over there. That's a better idea. So you come over here and start building the bridge again. finish the bridge, right? Get it done. The next greatest idea isn't always, it might be a great idea, but you're already there. Just finish the bridge. You can always build another bridge, but finish the one you're working on now. All right, so we use that term a lot, finish the bridge. Cool? Any other questions? Good question? Good? You guys know how to get a hold of me? It's through the Facebook group page. Yes, ma'am.
What is the cost for classes?
Costs for classes? Nothing. 0. Just buy the book. Everything's free.
Cost me $3.03. So
$3.03 for the book if you get it online, $15, $17 for the hard copy once I get them in. And yeah, no cost for it here. I just love teaching.
Okay, and are you gonna send this information out?
Email me. I don't have any cards. I love my cards. Here's my email address if you want it. It's there. BOVMCD. I know it's small. BOVMCD at futurehomerealty.com. If you'd like a copy of the PowerPoint, I'll send that to you. If you want a copy of the thing, email me and I'll ask Jim to give me the link so I can get it to you.
Okay.
I think we can send the link. Maybe not.
BOVM.
MCD at futurehomerealty.com. And also request to join the group because I have to let you in on the Facebook group page. Cool? Other questions? Thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. It's going to be fun. We're going to learn from each other. All right, so I look forward to seeing you back in 2 weeks.
At
Awesome.
10.
10 o'clock. All right, 9:58. All right. We'll get done. That's right. So we get done. Oh, by the way, from here on out, we're going to try and get you out, but plan on 11:45 at least. All right, we'll try. It depends how much the dialogue goes, but plan 11:45 or noon. We'll try and get you out of here as quickly as we can, but it just things are starting to roll. Cool? Awesome. All right. Nice to meet you, Sherry. Have a great day. Good to see you.
Remember the little blondie?